Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. Today's video is part of my Did I Nail It series, where I take a look at upcoming nail polish releases and see if I can dupe any of them by using nail polishes that I already have. And so now we've got Little Box of Horrors, which if you're unfamiliar with them, they are one of these monthly collaborations between indie makers who come together around a theme and make nail polishes and other products available for a limited window of time. In this case, it's going to be open between February 22nd to the 28th, and this month's theme is tarot, which is why I'm trying to be like on theme here. There was an attempt here, you know, I had a vision for this. And you know, typically when I plan for these videos, I go through the list of upcoming polishes and see which of them I might actually want to put on my own wish list. Like, oh wow, like I personally am thinking I want to buy that polish. But I think that for at least for this month's Little Box of Horrors, there wasn't really anything that I felt particularly pulled towards. Honestly, I think a lot of it is that I'm realizing just how much variety already exists within the collection that I already have. And there's, you know, there just wasn't anything that stood out to me as like, oh my goodness, I absolutely need that. But I still wanted to go through and see like what are some of these types of polish layering combinations that I haven't yet tried on my channel that I might want to do, and see if that can be a new combination that I like to add into my list of like go-to polish combinations. Another thing about Little Box of Horrors is that often the caps can be low for individual polishes. So by that it means a cap is referring to the maximum number of bottles of polish that will be available for a particular polish. Let's say, for example, there's a maker who knows that they can only do like 100 bottles for this month. What some of them often do is say, for example, instead of submitting only one polish for sale and having 100 bottles of that be available, they will submit 4 different polishes to be available for sale and then split that 100 across them. So it's like 25 each. Again, just random numbers, for example. What that means though is that the caps for some of these polishes can be relatively low, like only like 25, and that's another reason why I like doing these videos, because if it's the case that a polish that you were interested in happens to sell out, potentially if not this video, but maybe another one in my Did I Nail It series that has a similar looking polish can help you to get some ideas for how you can use polishes that you already own to dupe them. And so, yeah, these videos are always a lot of fun for me to film, especially when it's the case where I'm like, I think that I might be able to get close to duping something, but we'll see. It's going to be an experiment. And also, I just loved reading about the inspiration behind so many of these polishes, with tarot being a very magical, witchy kind of vibe here. So as always, I encourage you to pull out a swatch wheel, pull out some swatch sticks, follow along, and really just use this time as you're watching this to see what kind of combinations you might be able to make. So let's go ahead and make some magic. Ooh. As we're getting started, I wanted to begin with a new brief segment called What's on My Nails. I actually thought of doing this in a video that I filmed before this, but that video will be posted after this one. So when you watch my next video or so, and if it sounds like I've just discovered this for the first time ever, that is why. But you know, I think especially because a lot of what I do in this channel involves showing different options for layering polishes, and I often get questions about like, oh hey, what polish are you wearing? I want to share that and also give you all some ideas in that regard. So because today I'm wearing like blue, my shirt is like blue with a little bit of teal and, you know, tarot stars, all that woo, I decided to go for a blue, white, bright teal Skittle. So I'll start with this one here. This is, I was about to say, this is my thumb. Hello, thumb. So I started with, so this is mainly Cracked Polish's Squish Crelly. Because it's acrylic and it's a little bit sheer, and because I didn't want my the overall color to be discolored because of like any yellow staining on my nails, I started with a nude cream polish as sort of like a blurring base, then put on I think 2 coats of squish and followed that up with 1 coat of this topper from Familiar Polish called Snowfall. And then moving on to a finger like this, this is where I started with Cracked Polishes, Crinkled Linens, followed by Starry's Lapis Lazuli. If you happen to catch the video that I did on my some of my favorite toppers, which by the way, I'll put a link to that playlist in the description so you can check those videos out. I mentioned how this polish, if you just kind of swipe it on as it is, it's a lot. So if you do happen to get that polish or have that polish and want to work with it, do know that when I applied this on my nail, it was very much in a deliberate, like slow, like painting, placing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then over here, let me make sure I'm not giving you all the finger, my goodness. This is where I tried to do like a pond jelly sandwich. I started with Color Club's Nighttime is the Right Time, very dark blue cream polish. And on top of that, I did a coat of Fancy Gloss's White Stars topper. Then on top of that, I did Blank Beauty's Blueberry Jam, which is a jelly polish. Then I repeated that, did another coat of White Stars topper, and then another final coat of the Blueberry Jam jelly, and then top coat. So I would say a lot of what I did here was very experimental, especially as it related to building up these the jelly sandwich here. That's why, like, you can see when I first did it over here, just look how thick that built up compared to when I was able to do it a little bit more effectively over here. So if some of my nails on my left hand start looking a little bit thick, just know that that was the trial part, and then was able to get it working here. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy seeing what's on my nails, especially because as you can see, there's a lot of polishes that went into this one, for example. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into our dupe attempts. The first polish is called Ace of Swords by Wicked Lacquer. The website says that it was inspired by the Ace of Swords from the Rain Shadow Tarot deck. It's described as described as having a turquoise base with golden, pink, green holographic flakes, and there's a cap of 50. So for this one, I decided to take a little bit of a couple different approaches. So looking at the pictures, seeing that, you know, we've got a jelly base, so that's where I wanted to start. These two on the left side are both each 2 swatches of, or 2 coats of Cracked Polish's Don't Teal My Thunder. But then I thought, you know, what if it's the case that some of you might not have a turquoise or teal jelly in your collection, but you do have a green jelly and a blue jelly, and that's what I got for these two on the right. So those two are, for each of these, I did 1 coat of a green jelly polish, which is Emily Damali's Sheer Tint Forest. And then I topped it with 1 coat of Blank Beauty's Blueberry Jam. And I'm, you know, yeah, these all kind of look exactly the same, more or less. So we're starting here. The reason why I have 2 of each of these is that as I'm looking at the pictures of Ace of Swords, I can't really decide if it looks more like a jelly sandwich where, you know, you've got a clear jelly coat on the topmost part of the nail, or if it's more of just like, hey, you've got jelly on the bottom and let's put some flakes on top and leave it there. I keep going back and forth, and it honestly looks both ways to me. So we're gonna do it both ways. And the topper that I'm going to use for this is from Cracked, called Pile of Leaves. I chose this one over other similar polishes in my collection because it has more of like this goldish pink tint to it. By the way, the video that I filmed before this one, and that will be posted within the next few days, is one about my comparing various multi-chrome flake toppers like this one. So that's why these multi-chrome flakes are very fresh on my mind. It's like, oh yeah, I was taking a deep dive into those just the other day. Okay, so we're going to start by putting this on all 4 of these. And as with any kind of flake topper, you can always build them up as much or as little as you need. I think I'm going to probably err on the side of less is more, probably. So far, I like how this is turning out. And yeah, I think this might be enough flakes. So, okay, here's what we've got. Now, as I mentioned, I wanted to do a little bit of comparison and to see, do we need to add another coat of the jelly polishes or not? So with where we are now, I think that if I were to keep these without any kind of coat over it, it looks good. It does look similar to Ace of Swords. I think that Ace of Swords, as far as flakes go, does have slightly larger flakes and potentially more. So you know what? Let's just go back in with some more flakes, because why not? Okay, yeah, that I think is looking more like it. Just a little bit more here, and the last one over here. Okay, so if again I wanted to stop here, I probably could for these two, and I think that that's pretty similar to what we've got going with Ace of Swords. But if we did want to take it a step further and to see how this looks if we like fully closed it up as a jelly sandwich, I'm going to just briefly go back in with some additional jelly coats and see how that looks. So for this one here, I'm going to follow that up with one more coat of Cracked polishes. Don't teal my thunder. Cracked has a number of polishes that have like teal in it with a pun, so I was like, which one is this one again? Okay, this is good. When you're working with jelly polishes, one thing to always remember is that because they are buildable, you want to be very cautious with not building that coat up too much, because you then run the risk of making it so that you can no longer see what you've got underneath it. So this is, yeah, I think that if I were to, try to wear this kind of dupe of Ace of Swords, which I do think is very close to what I'm seeing in the photos, I would definitely add on that additional top layer of another, putting on the jelly again, so that it gives more depth of color for that turquoise jelly base. And then also it does encapsulate those leaves, those flakes a bit in a very nice way, but without coming across as too heavy. Now, for this other experiment over here, because, I did do like a green jelly first and then the blue jelly on top of that, and I know I just said don't build up your top jelly too much. I'm actually going to do that right now because I want to have my top layer of the jelly polish match the coat the coats underneath, but I also kind of want to see how this dupe attempt would look if I put not just one but two coats of a jelly on it. Okay. yeah, so before I go into the blue, let's just take a look at what we've got here. You can see that it's because we put the green on top that, I was gonna say this is leaning more green than blue, but hold up. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the photos of Ace of Swords again, and okay, so here's the thing about turquoise, right? Turquoise, teal. And one of the things I love about turquoise and teal as colors is that depending on the maker and how they have chosen to make their polish, that turquoise or teal can sometimes lean more green, it can sometimes lean more blue. I was about to go back in with some blue to top this off and make things a little bit more balanced, but I honestly think that this last one here is unexpectedly the winner as far as duping Ace of Swords. This looks more like Ace of Swords than even the one that was a true turquoise or teal polish. And so instead, what ends up being the winner is me doing like a coat of a green jelly followed by a coat of a blue jelly, then a couple coats of my flake topper, and then putting green on top, and I still get the benefit of having a little bit of blue mixed in there. So I nailed it, but I wasn't expecting that one to be the winning combination. Not mad at it though. So what I'm gonna do is put on some glitter smoother, put on a top coat, and let's take a look at this in some different lighting before we go on to the next one. Next is Humblebee Polish Fate's Hands. It was inspired by a dark color themed tarot deck, and it's described as having a deep purple base with a variety of flakes, UCC microflakes, pigments, aurora shimmer, and more, and more for a scattered effect. And there's a cap of 100. Okay, y'all, let's talk through this one. So I love purple. It's one of my favorite colors, and so I especially love dark purple, and I am always drawn to just various dark purple nail polishes to see kind of what makes them similar or different from other ones that I already have. Now this one, from what I just described, like, let me repeat that again, having a variety of flakes. Now, doesn't say, or flakies rather, doesn't say what kind. We also have UCC microflakies, pigments, aurora shimmer, and more. So, I mean, I'm just gonna go with what I think I'm seeing. I'm going based on vibes. Now, typically when I swatch out two or more, like multiple nails at once, kind of like what I did for the first one in this video, I kind of run like two experiments at the same time and then compare them at the end to see like how do they look. But here I don't know what's going to work and what's not. So this is going to be round one. We'll see how that works, and then if needed, we got a round two ready to go. So for both of these, I decided to start with a couple coats of a dark purple cream polish. And looking at the photos of Fate's Hands, something that stands out to me is the presence of these like what appears to be red, blue, pinkish looking confetti kind of flakes in there. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but that's what I'm seeing. And so one of the components that I want to include in here to represent that would be ILMP's Confetti, which is a colorful like flake topper. I also have a purple shimmer topper from Fancy Gloss, Let It Glow, purple pink. I also have a purple jelly polish from Starly, Crown Jelly. I'm just gonna go with this and see what we got. So let's start off with Confetti. Okay, confetti is always a fun one to use. It you know, like you can see, it's giving me exactly what I want as far as those little pops of color there. And so as this is sitting and drying, I want to kind of talk through my thought process for where I might want to go with this next. So that is not enough to get us to Fate's Hands. We still need shimmer, and I think we might need to, okay, let me see. I could put, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put confetti on the second one as well, because I think that that's going to be what I want to do regardless. Okay. And where we're going to have a difference, I feel, is going to be in terms of whether or not I want to put a coat of this jelly polish over top of confetti to see, to kind of seal that up like a jelly sandwich like we had before. So let me go ahead and do that with the first one. I think this is probably the most chaotic one so far in this video. I mean, I know we're only at 2, but still, this is just kind of like, let's see what happens. I don't know. So my question here is going to be, when I put crown jelly over top of our first swatch, will I still be able to see the confetti underneath? And once again, when you're working with jelly polishes and doing a jelly sandwich, this is where you do want to be especially mindful of ensuring that you get that nice sealing up that you're looking for, but you don't want your top layer of a jelly to be so thick that you lose sight of what's below. Okay, this is looking good. I almost feel like I could stop here. Okay, I need to do this on the second one too, because that's looking really good. And this shade of purple that I'm getting from Crown Jelly is looking very close to what's in Fate's Hands. Okay, this is working out better than I thought it would. And so I think that the last piece that I want to do would be using Fancy Gloss's Let It Glow Purple Pink. I mean, if I were to just stop here, that's not going to be enough to get to Fate's Hands, because the description does mention that it has like a purple shimmer to it. Let's see. I could also go in with, I'm pulling out some of my Holo Taco shimmers to see which one I think I would want to use with this as well. This one here is Twilight Shimmer, and this one will give a little bit more visual texture than what you see with using the Fancy Gloss one. Almost to the extent where I'm like, I don't think that this one is gonna give us what we're looking for. So let's see how it goes with the Fancy Gloss one. I am so surprised by how well this one is turning out. I was not expecting this. Okay, it's getting kind of low in that bottle because I use this so much. Okay, I think that this is not bad. It's a very strong shimmer, as you can see here, but I do think that it's gotten us closer. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a moment and set up experiment number 3, because I feel that I want to see what happens if I do, okay, what I want to do is start with the purple cream polish, put on confetti, then put on the shimmer topper over that, and then see what happens if I put the purple jelly as the final coat. So I'm gonna set that up. We'll come back and see what happens. So I've set up this third swatch with a couple coats of the dark purple cream polish, followed by the ILMP confetti topper. and then put the Fancy Gloss shimmer topper over that. My hope is that when I finish up now with a coat of this Starly Crown Jelly, that I will still get to see the glow from within to some extent, and also the confetti. I don't know what's gonna happen, so let's see. Also, this is just like a lot of coats of polish, and as you can see, it's like building up. And I haven't like let it fully dry, so it's a little messy right now. Okay, so aside from, you know, how gloopy it's kind of getting right now, disregard that. Did I nail it? No. Honestly, I'm surprised that I think the option that appears to look the closest to Fate's hands is the one in the middle. And that one, I didn't even put any shimmer in. This was just purple cream polish, ILMP confetti, and then the crown jelly on top of that. Boom. I'm surprised, and I'm actually really happy with that, and I could see myself wearing this as a nice combination. I really love how I'm getting that kind of those pops of red and blue that I was talking about that I wanted to see. So that would be my winner. I'm very surprised to say that, like, if you're trying to dupe Fate's hands, if you've got a dark purple cream and some kind of colorful flake topper like confetti and a dark purple jelly to seal it up on top, that's kind of all you need. I'm really looking forward to seeing these in other lighting, because I know it's very dark here, but also the other light is definitely going to put a spotlight on how gloopy this third one is. So just she's trying over here. Okay. Next is Wheel of Fortune from Tyler's Trinkets. I don't know why I just did like a wheel there. Whee! Okay. It was inspired by the tarot card of the same name, and the description says that it has a sheer golden pearl base packed with gold flakes, gold holographic glitters, and gold shimmers. And there is a cap of 50. This one, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna pull out a bunch of gold polishes. We're gonna slap them together. It's gonna get there. This is just like a gold lover's dream right here. So I have started on, I've got two options here. For both of these, I've started with a couple of coats of this polish from OPI called Susie's Slinging Mezcal. And it's like a very nice gold pearlescent like polish. It's beautiful to wear even just on its own like this, but it sparkles even more when you put more gold stuff on top of it. So for both of these, I'm gonna give it a nice coat of gold shimmer by adding on Cirque Colors Nectar. By the way, as I'm doing this, I'll say I actually just became a Cirque affiliate. Woo! So if you are ever shopping with Cirque and want a discount code, check out the description of this video. I've put the details in there. No pressure to do so, but if you do, thank you so much for the support. I use Cirque polishes quite a lot, and you know, everything that I have from them is stuff I've purchase myself, and I just really do love their products, so yay. Okay, let's put this over here as well. I think Nectar goes really well on top of this OPI polish because it's like gold on gold, and it just really, except for where some little, okay, I've got a little dark red fleck there somehow. Okay, there we go. So I have no idea how that, oh, you know what? I do remember. I was recently combining Nectar with a red glitter polish, and I think a stray one got in there. So just disregard that. But here's what we've got so far for these two. I love both of these options, but it's still not gold enough. This is where we need Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry, we need to bring in some additional gold to better match what's in Wheel of Fortune. Now I've got two options here. One is from Cracked called Make It Pretty. It is a scattered gold holographic glitter topper. And then the other one is from Cirque called Lumiere, which is also technically like gold scattered glitter. Now, if I want to zoom in close on these to help you see the difference in the particle size. When you compare these side by side, Make It Pretty on the left has a slightly larger glitter size compared to Lumiere on the right, which smaller particles, but there's a lot more of them and they're more packed in there. So, you know, that's kind of why I've got these two options here. I want to see which of these is going to give us a result that's more in alignment with what's in Wheel of Fortune. So let's start with Make It Pretty first on the left. I do love a good, like, I love toppers in general, y'all know, but especially when it's gold. Oh. Okay, that is really nice there. Wow. Okay, that is sparkly. I love it when I do these videos and I come up with a combination where I'm like, I know exactly where I'm wearing this. Like, I've mentioned before, but I take dance classes on Monday and Tuesday nights, and my classmates know how much I love nail polish, and I always love to wear something that's extra fun and sparkly. And why have I not worn this combination yet? Okay, that's really good. Now let's try Lumiere. Let's see. Right. Okay, this is slightly different. Let's put a little bit more on there. And this is why I love having various polishes that are, you know, in the same kind of family, but with different options. So if I wiggle this back and forth, you can see how you do still get some sparkle from the Lumiere option on the right, but it's not nearly to the extent of what's sparkling and Make It Pretty on the left. In terms of comparing this to Wheel of Fortune from Tyler's Trinkets, did I nail it? I think so. I mean, especially with this one having a cap of like, what, 50 polishes? And if it's the case that any of you want that one, but it happens to sell out before you have a chance to buy it, but you do already have some various gold polishes in your collection, especially if you have any kind of gold hollow topper or like shimmer toppers, just kind of put them together like I did here and see what works for you. I know for myself, I love glitter, so and I love being sparkly, so I'm definitely leaning more towards wearing the option on the left. But I do love that if you are someone who likes a little bit of sparkle, but not so much, you can tone it back by wearing something like Lumiere. And also with that random red glitter particle that's in there, because why not? So I think for these, neither of these options leave a considerable like physical texture that would warrant the need for a glitter smoother. So I'm just going to put top coat on these and let's take a look at them in some other lighting. The next polish comes from BCB Lacquers called the Major Arcana. It says that it was inspired by, well, the Major Arcana. It is described as being a bright sky aqua corelli with a strong gold orange shifting shimmer, and there's a cap of 100. By the way, just as I sat down to film this, my next door neighbor's dog started barking very loudly, so if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry. Okay, this should be a pretty straightforward one because I think it's a good example of where if you have just a few basic components in your collection, you might be able to easily dupe this out and not even realize it. So I've got two different options here to start with. On the left, I've put down a couple coats of Atomic Polish's Lily of the Valley, which is a beautiful green, not green, oh, colors are hard, a beautiful teal, my goodness, cream polish. There we go. And then next to it, I have a couple coats of Cracked Polishes Breakfast at Monique's, which is a lovely aqua blue Crowley polish. And then on top of both of these, I'm planning to put BCB Lacquer's Next Question. By the way, I think this is something I mentioned in like videos back when I talked about my various favorite shimmer toppers. Do know that there is a difference between having like, well, at least for me, what I consider to be like a yellow shimmer like this versus what I was just using for the previous dupe attempt with Cirque's Nectar, which I think is more gold. You know, it's like, you know, if you only have one type in your collection and you're not really a gold person, it's no problem. But I think this is a time where I would say that I'm leaning more towards what I see in the photos, more so what the description says. And to me, as I look at these pictures of the Major Arcana, it looks more yellowish to me. So we'll see. If it turns out that the result here is like not at all it, I'll probably go back and try these again with gold, but I think that this will get us what we are looking for. Yeah, yep, absolutely. This is definitely more of what I'm seeing here, where it's like a nice yellow like shimmer to it. And you know, if gold is more of your preference, you could always swap that out as well. But I do really love the result here of having that yellow on top of that teal. And let's just try this over Breakfast at Monique's. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that is even better. Okay, now in terms of did I nail it in like matching the Major Arcana, I would say no. Because I don't think I have a polish in my collection that is that exact base color of what is in the Major Arcana. I feel like the blue that I'm looking for sits somewhere in between this color range. However, I think that having both of these as an option to wear, especially, okay, oh wait, okay, I was about to say, okay, as a Skittle, but I'm thinking like, when, you know, in as far as like what I want to pair this with. Okay, this one on the left and this one on the right, don't those go really well together? Okay, sorry, I get really distracted in these videos because there are so many times where I take inspiration from these dupe attempts and I'm like, even if it didn't match exactly what I'm trying to do, that's cute, I'm wearing those together tomorrow. Ooh, love that. Okay. Yeah, so the takeaway here is if you have any kind of like gold yellow shimmer with blue, cream, or curly polish, try it out. And I think that this is a great combination, and let's see how it sparkles in some other lighting. So before we take it to the other lighting, I really did have to show how this looks with Nectar instead of Next Question. I like Next Question on this, but I'm just like, hey, while we're here, let's just do this. So I've put out a couple of swatches here with just Lily of the Valley and then Breakfast at Monique's, and let's just see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, so looking so far at just the Atomic one, so Lily of the Valley here and there, this is where, you know, shimmer toppers can be so fascinating, because as much as I love using Nectar on something like over gold, like we did for the previous polish, I don't think that it works as well as a gold shimmer over something like Lily of the Valley. I feel that, at least for that polish, Next Question, the BCB topper, is my preferred look there. Let's see if I feel differently putting it over Breakfast at Monique's. Yeah, I would say same thing there, actually. I do feel that, ooh, okay. And actually, at least from my eye, I don't know if this is picking up on camera, but when I look at this, I do start to see around like the edge of the nail there, it looks green because, you know, blue plus yellow equals green. Whereas I'm not getting that as much with Next Question. So again, I do highly recommend Nectar as a stunning gold topper, especially when you're using it over gold, like I did for both of these here. But if you're trying to dupe the Major Arcana, probably going with Next Question or a similar yellow shimmer topper rather than gold would be my recommendation. The final polish that I'm going to try to do comes from Cracked Polish, called Past, Present, Future. The inspiration that's stated on the website that comes from the maker, Monique, says, "I see the shade Past, Present, Future making its way into your life. This month's theme is tarot, and I instantly wanted to do a witchy vibe. This shade is a mysterious gray-green base with silver reflective glitters. Wear it and you'll swear you can hear the shuffle of fate, the past creeping behind you, the present tightening its grip, and the future waiting, patient and hungry just beyond the next draw." All right, that definitely does paint a scene. And once again, the description is a gray-green with silver reflective glitters, and there's a cap of 370. So for this one, I've got 3 different options I want to try out. For all 3 of these, I'll be using another green from Crack, because they do greens very well. This one is Tolgi Wood, which I hope they bring back to HHC or Hella Handmade Creations at some point, because it's a very, very popular and gorgeous polish. And I've got 3 different types of reflective glitter that I want to try out on this. You know, this was an interesting one for me because I looked at the description and it says silver reflective glitters, right? But then in so many of the photos, those reflective glitters are looking pink. I don't know if it's just because of how like the glitter is reflecting or what, but you know what, we've got some options here, and I want to try these out and see which of these will get me closest to what's in Past, Present, Future. So first we're going to start with a silver reflective glitter topper, because that's what the description states. This is one that I mixed up myself using supplies from Glitter Unique, but if you are looking for a silver reflective glitter topper, the one that I used most often before this is from KB Shimmer, called Out of Sequins. But let's see how this goes. I've been using this one so much, I need to mix up more of it. I'm just someone who, like, I will always put reflective glitter on something. Okay, I mean, it's green, it's got reflective glitter on it. So far so good. I mean, that's a really nice combination here, but it's not giving me that kind of like tinted sparkle that I'm seeing in the pictures of Past, Present, Future. Also, you know, I know it says it's a gray-green base, and I don't really have like a gray-green polish. This was like the closest that I have there. I also don't think that I feel like for me personally, what I'm seeing in the photos, if I were to wear a green that was any grayer than this, typically gray is a color that tends to make me look or I feel that I look washed out. So I think for me, having a little bit more saturation like this is not a bad thing. Now moving on to some other reflective glitter toppers that I have. So both of these other two options are going to come from Cirque. This one is called Tiny Dancer, and it's like a blush, like neutral shade reflective glitter. And let's see how this one goes. You know, it's not purple like I'm kind of seeing in the photos, but I wonder if giving a little bit more warmth here will maybe get me closer to past, present, future. Okay. This one, you know, while I do love Tiny Dancer as a reflective glitter topper, I feel that it tends to work better on polishes that are more of a matching tone. So like if you were to put Tiny Dancer over something that's more pink, something that's more of like a neutral color, it's not gonna stand out as much with like the kind of dusty background that you've got there. So I do love it on other polishes, but I don't feel that it was the best fit for this combination with Togi Wood. The last one that I want to try also comes from Cirque. This is Sparkling Blush. Unfortunately, this one is no longer available. It was a limited edition one, but if you do happen to have some kind of pink reflective glitter topper in your collection, I do want to see, just kind of test out how this kind of combination might work. Yeah, I think this one actually is getting me closer to what is in past, present, future there. I'm seeing for sure that pink that's close to the purple that I wanted from past, present, future. And so did I nail it here? I mean, kinda. It's still such a mystery to me as to like where exactly that pink purple shift is coming from in the swatch photos that I'm seeing when the description just says like gray green base with silver reflective glitters. Okay, as someone who already has way too many green polishes in my collection, you know, I've got a number of different green polishes. I've got silver reflective glitter topper that I can use. I think I'm good with just this combination for myself, but if you are someone who doesn't yet have something like this in your collection, it could be a good one to consider adding in. But you know, if you've got the components to make this on your own, feel free to give it a shot and see what happens. So I had a lot of fun swatching these out and came away from this with a number of new combinations that are new to me that I can't wait to try out and wear as a full manicure. So let me know what is on your little box of horrors wish list for this month. Are there any polishes that you're looking into that you need some help with trying to find a dupe for? I'm always happy to give some suggestions for that as well. And once again, I just absolutely love the whole like tarot theme for this. I really commend the makers for all their creativity and putting together polishes that reflected that kind of inspiration in such a unique way. So thank you all so much for being here and watching this video. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.